Welcome to OC News. I'm Jared Brass.
Coming up on OC News, we will be taking a look at the upcoming Democratic debate, update on the Seal Beach murder trial, and finding out how students get through midterms.
A high-speed chase in Garden Grove that leads to a shocking end. All that and your local weather, sports, and entertainment news coming up on OC News. That starts right here, right now.
And I'm Sunem Rivas.
Welcome to OC News.
OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
Tomorrow is the first Democratic debate. Let's go to Cynthia Montez for a closer look at the candidates and an update on what presidential candidate Cruz thinks about Republican leadership of the House.
We have heard from the Republican candidates running from president, and now it's time to hear from the Democrats. The first Democratic debate is tomorrow evening in Las Vegas. We all know Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders will be there, but who are the other three candidates? We are 24 hours away from the first Democratic debate. We have all heard about the many Republican candidates running for office. However, focusing on the Democratic candidates, two in particular have been drawing attention. It will be the first time we actually have an opportunity to hear from other candidates. Let's take a look at this sneak peek of tomorrow's debate.
Hillary Rodham Clinton. You know her. And by now, you probably know him, but do you know them? Martin O'Malley, Lincoln Chafee, and Jim Webb, each looking for a Carly Fiorina moment of their own Tuesday night, hoping a strong performance.
It's not about the words, it's about the action.
Leads to points in the polls, all three registering at less than 1% in the latest CNN ORC poll in Nevada. That has Clinton with a healthy 50% of support in that state.
For each of these candidates, they have to define themselves, and the public understands that every election's about the future, and that's what they want to hear about.
And even though there will likely be questions about Secretary Clinton's email server, which President Obama called a mistake on 60 Minutes Sunday night, Bernie Sanders, who leads her in New Hampshire, plans to focus on something else.
I happen to respect and like Hillary Clinton, so I don't get into personal attacks, you know that. But are there differences of opinion that should be discussed? Of course there are. That's what an election is about.
And if Vice President Joe Biden decides to join the race, there is a sixth podium waiting for him in Vegas. In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher reporting.
Now that we have heard about the Democratic debate tomorrow, let's take a look at what Cal State Fullerton students have to say.
Will you be watching the presidential debate tomorrow night?
I was not aware of the presidential debate, but certainly would want to tune in. Of course, got the election coming up next year, so definitely important to check that out. If I were to pick a favorite, I guess right now on the spot, probably Hillary Clinton, just because she's the most well-known. I think she's the strongest candidate of the Democrats.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, hopefully you'll be watching tomorrow, and thank you for your time. Do you have a favorite candidate?
Yes. It's Bernie Sanders, over Clinton for sure.
All right, and tell us why you like him.
I think I read he wants to make public institutions free for, so Cal State Fullerton would be free, basically, is what he's saying. So that's really great for especially students that are struggling to pay for school. When you look at statistics where a lot of students can't pay for school, I'm taking out loans. I'm going to be paying back a lot of loans by the time I'm finished with school.
Have a favorite candidate so far?
I guess I lean more towards Bernie Sanders.
And what do you like about Bernie that separates him from the other candidates?
I guess he's not so much towards corporate welfare, I guess, if you can say that. And he's more for college students and the everyday kind of people.
All right, thank you. Democratic presidential debate is tomorrow night. Are you going to be watching it?
I don't think so. I kind of have midterms, so I have a lot to do.
Do you have a favorite candidate of the either Republican or Democrat?
Not at this time, but I am a Democrat, so most likely I would go with the Democratic candidate, really no matter what.
Yeah. So if it was Hillary or Bernie Sanders or anybody, you would probably just vote for them.
Yeah, most likely Hillary, because I would like to see a woman president in our future, just because I think our country is missing a woman's touch.
As you can see, each student had their opinion on their favorite candidate and why. It'll be interesting to see how the debate turns out tomorrow night. You can catch it on CNN at 5:30. Back to you in the studio.
Since Speaker of the House Boehner announced he will be stepping down from his position, tension among Republicans has been on the rise among conservatives and moderates within the party. Senator and presidential candidate Ted Cruz shares his thoughts.
We are seeing dramatic changes in Washington, and I think Speaker Boehner's resignation is a recognition that Republican leadership has not been doing its job, has not been honoring the promises that we made to the men and women who elected. It is my hope that House Republicans, when we get back in a week, will select as the Speaker a strong conservative and someone who, number one, is committed to being faithful to honoring the promises we make, remembering who we work for. You know, they're too often Republican leadership acts as if they work for the lobbyists in Washington, on K Street and Wall Street.
It is significant that Senator Ted Cruz emphasizes on the importance of representing the interests of the women and men who have been elected as our representatives. Very soon we will have a new speaker, and make sure to keep an eye for tomorrow's debate. Back to you guys.
Today marks the 4th anniversary of the deadliest mass shooting in Orange County. The shooting happened in 2001 when a gunman walked into Salon Heritage in Seal Beach and killed 8 victims. The shooter, Scott DeCray, was a former tugboat crewman who was described as closed off by those who knew him best. The victims' families are still struggling with the tragedy as the case remains in legal limbo. The Orange County District Attorney was removed from the case after violating DeCray rights by failing to turn over evidence.
In other news, an assault suspect was chased throughout Orange County this morning by Santa Ana police. After the suspect stole a car while trying to get away, he crashed into another vehicle in Garden Grove. According to Santa Ana police, the suspect drove throughout Fountain Valley and Garden Grove. He then crashed into another car at the intersection of Euclid Street and Trask Avenue. The suspect, who was wanted for a prior assault, and the driver of the other vehicle suffered minor injuries and were taken to a local hospital.
In more local news, Cal State Fullerton students are feeling stressed as midterms are quickly approaching. These fellow Titans are finding solace at the pub, a popular place where fellow students go to release some stress. Our very own Jared has the story.
Every other Thursday at the pub in the Titan Underground, ASI puts on a concert between 12 and 1. Although it's only an hour long, it's a good time for students to relax from their studies. With the concert in the middle of the day, students have the opportunity to clear their minds from midterms and a long week of school.
I've just been trying to relieve stress really. With midterms going on, I just had my first one for HCOM, and so I'm just kind of like, oh, I just need to get out there, just kind of have fun a little bit, and so I figured why not go to the concert.
Food and beverages are also sold there. For the over 21 crowd, beer is available to be purchased. Even during the performances, some students have an easy time studying or doing their homework.
Go and interact with people and relieve our stress from midterms.
So too, because you never know, people are crammed with homework and tests and everything, so it's just a good way to relieve stress and just have fun with your friends. Brought my friends from HCOM, so it's just a fun time to bond with people and stuff.
Reporting from Cal State Fullerton, I'm Jared Brass, OC News.
Fall is beginning to feel more like summer. Will cooler temperatures and autumn weather arrive? Let's turn to Joel Valdez for a look at our forecast. Joel?
Thanks, Sunem. Well, as you can see currently here at Cal State Fullerton, we do have a temperature of 94 degrees, slight humidity of 26%, and a slight breeze of 4 miles per hour. The sun is looking to set tonight at 6:21 p.m. Looking forward to our weekly forecast. And as you can see, it's going to be sunny all week. We're looking at temperatures in the low 90s tomorrow at 93. Then it's going to start to cool off, 89 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But the sun will be out. Make sure you guys are definitely drinking plenty of water. You guys are going to need it. Let's look at the national forecast for tonight. And as you can see tonight, it's going to be pretty cold in cities like Seattle, up in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be a little bit cooler here Down in LA, about 73 degrees. And moving to the mid part of the country, down in Dallas, it's going to be 59 degrees. And also up in New York, also 59 degrees. So it will be cool tonight. That's something we can look forward to going forward this week. Make sure you guys are ready for the heat.
Thanks, Joel. Coming up after a short break, South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley holds a press conference for the flood they experienced a few days ago, and Shia LaBeouf is arrested for intoxication.
As Titans, we stand tall, showing the way as a leading CSU and a top public university in the West. Titans support community, providing spaces for coming together that add depth to the human experience. Titans celebrate opportunity, holding high our achievement in making education accessible with tuition well below the national average. Titans welcome challenge, responding to the state's evolving workforce needs and driving economic development. Titans embrace diversity, knowing that our differing backgrounds and perspectives strengthen our students. Titans pursue innovation, creating a university that is an emerging national model for empowering students on their way to a degree. Titans reach higher.
Recovery efforts for a flood devastated South Carolina and are underway, and classes at the Oregon Community College where shootings took place almost 2 weeks ago are back in session. For more on this national news, we go to Donald Edmonds.
Well, some good news for South Carolina and its citizens this morning. South Carolina's Governor, Nikki Haley, held a press conference earlier today to report on the good news and recovery efforts from the flood. She reported that a majority of services were made available, including health services and transit. The governor also stated that there were no more fatalities from the flood. However, weather reports indicate that the rivers in the area have yet to crest and that the danger was far from over. However, as we look to the northwest this morning, Oregon Governor Kate Brown visited Umpqua Community College campus in Roseburg with the interim community college president, Rita Calvin. They were showing support for students in the community of Roseburg in light of the shooting that took place on October 1st that took the lives of 9 people and wounded another 9. Holding up banners of UCC Strong and rallying community support, the governor and UCC president hoped to instill a sense of safety in its students again. However, many students were said to have ditched school on Monday, not willing to deal with the onslaught of reporters coming in. The efforts in Roseburg also come in light of other shootings that have happened last week. On Friday, there was a shooting that took place at National Arizona University in Tucson that took the life of 1 student and wounded 3. Another shooting at Texas Southern University on Friday left 1 dead and another wounded. The trend of shootings has sparked a national conversation and focus on gun control laws from both conservatives and liberals.
A singer tries to take on the White House, while an actor is put in the Slam House. Here's Neha with entertainment news.
A surprise audition from Kanye West, Robin Williams' Genie is back, and The Martian dominates the weekend box office. Here's Melissa Rainey with today's Hollywood Minute.
Kanye West wants to be the next American Idol. Kim Kardashian West Instagrammed this photo of the rapper surprising Idol judges Saturday. Kanye performed his hit Gold Digger and received the golden ticket to appear for the show's Hollywood Week. Disney's Aladdin is making new friends. Robin Williams fans will get to see the late star in character as Genie again. Rarely seen recording session footage from the 23-year-old film was previewed Friday on ABC's Good Morning America as cast members reminisced about Williams and making the movie. The clips will be available on digital versions of the film released later this month. Space travel thriller The Martian hovered at the top spot at the box office this weekend, bringing in about $37 million. Hotel Transylvania 2 sunk its teeth into the number 2 spot, and fantasy film Pan came in third on its opening weekend. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Melissa Rainey.
First American Idol, next president. Well, if Kanye West does decide to run, President Obama had a few words of advice for him.
Do you really think that this country is going to elect a black guy from the south side of Chicago with a funny name to be president of the United States? That is crazy. That's crazy. All right. We'll see what Kanye has to say when he gets out here.
Good luck to Kanye on running. And actor Shia LaBeouf was arrested for public intoxication in Texas this past weekend. The Transformers star has had various run-ins with the law recently. Last year, he agreed to get alcohol abuse treatment as part of a settlement related to a Broadway meltdown. Shia was initially arrested by New York police in June 2014 for using obscene language, spitting at a police officer, and refusing to leave a performance. He wasn't the only celebrity that faced trouble with the law this week. Troubled actor Randy Quaid and his wife appeared in court for hearings. The two were arrested Friday as they were trying to cross into Vermont from Canada. The Quaids are wanted in California on felony vandalism charges stemming from an incident 5 years ago. They turned up in Canada in 2010 saying they were seeking asylum for fear that so-called Hollywood star whackers were after them. Vi was granted Canadian citizenship, but Randy's request was denied. On a happier note, Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris shut down breakup rumors with one perfect tweet. This morning, Radar Online announced that Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris were over after he was seen leaving a Thai massage parlor known for its quote-unquote happy endings. Taylor shut down the rumors when she tweeted, "Love isn't dead. I can sleep tonight." Calvin followed with a, "It's not going to be a happy ending for everyone I sue for defamation of character for all these stories. Bye-bye." Glad to see that love is alive. Back to you, Jared and Sudim.
Coming up after a short break, we'll be looking at USC's coach shakeup, and we can catch up with Cal State Fullerton alum Genesis Miranda.
Honey, the credit fairy doesn't exist.
What?
It's make-believe. Nobody left anything under your pillow.
If there's no credit fairy, then we'll make our credit score go up.
We will, by doing things like paying our bills on time.
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Hey. Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
A major announcement for one of California's college football teams and a look at the race to the World Series. Here's Joel Valdez with sports.
Thanks, Sunem. Breaking news in the world of college football as USC Athletic Director Pat Hayden has made the decision to fire Coach Steve Sarkisian. The announcement was made today and comes on the heels of yesterday's decision to have Sarkisian take a leave of absence from the program to address personal issues.
I called that Coach Sarkisian was in practice, so I just learned about this about 1 o'clock. I called Steve, talked to him. It was very clear to me that he is not healthy. I asked him to take an indefinite leave of absence, and Clay Helton will serve as our interim head coach.
Sarkisian ends his USC head coaching tenure with a record of 12-6. He will be replaced by offensive coordinator Clay Helton. And down 1-0 to the New York Mets, Zach Greinke took the bump in Game 2, looking to even up the series. We pick it up in the top of the first with the Mets already up 1-0 when Mets rookie Michael Conforto turns around a 2-1 fastball, hitting an absolute laser that dents the right field foul pole. Andre Ethier gets the Dodgers on the board in the bottom of the fourth with a laser double to right, scoring former Titan Justin Turner and getting the magical comeback started. Irvin Johnson in the stands, and he can definitely appreciate it. Fast forward to the bottom of the 7th when former Angel Howie Kendrick ties up the score when he hits a jam shot up the middle that's fielded by Daniel Murphy, who flips to Ruben Tejada for the out at second. Chase Utley takes out Tejada to break up any chance of a double play. And the shortstop ends up leaving the game with a broken fibula. Replay review determined that Tejada never touched the bag, and Utley ends up back on second when Adrian Gonzalez laces Addison Reed's pitch to right field, putting the Dodgers up 4-2. They would go on to tack one more run before the closer, Kenley Jansen, comes in to seal the victory by getting Daniel Murphy to pop out to Howie Kendrick. The game ends 5-2, and the Dodgers tie up the series. Game 3 is today in New York as Matt Harvey faces up against Brett Anderson. And the puck was dropped on the NHL season, and the Anaheim Ducks are looking to start their journey to the Stanley Cup. The Anaheim Ducks hit the ice on the road in San Jose to face the Sharks. Midway through the first period, Ryan Getzlaff tries to skate through 2 defenders and gets off a wrister that is gloved by goaltender Martin Jones. With less than a minute left in the second period, Logan Couture retrieves the puck from behind the net and finds Patrick Marleau, who takes the first of a trio of shots on Ducks goaltender Freddie Anderson. Marleau's shot off the Couture rebound finds him the net and his 457th career goal, and the Sharks a 1-0 lead. Late in the third, Marleau does it again with the wraparound goal to give the Sharks a 2-0 lead and the win. The Ducks look to get back in the win column when they host the Vancouver Canucks tonight at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Hopefully the local teams can all get wins tonight. Back to you guys.
A career in television can be exciting, but it is also highly competitive, and getting a foot in the door can be challenging. We turn to Genesis Miranda, who talked to one of our own who just landed a job as a TV news reporter.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. We have fellow Titan Rachel Ramos, who just graduated last spring. And as soon as she graduated, she hit the ground running, applying to every job possible all over the United States. And she finally got a call back from a job in Iowa as a producer and reporter. And we're here to talk to her a little about what her process was like and what she's looking forward to in her job. So thank you for being here today, Rachel.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about, right after you graduated, how did you start applying to jobs?
Well, I definitely was very open-minded to the idea of moving away from California, just because I know that's what it takes to be a reporter. I mean, especially in this day and age when it's just so competitive, you know, you definitely have to have that open mind to know that you're going to have to take that first step of applying at an entry-level position somewhere, probably going to be in the Midwest. I mean, that's what it is for me. I'm moving away to Iowa, Sioux City, so that'll be definitely really interesting. And I definitely think that this class, the OC News 472 capstone class, really helped me gain experience and made me just expand my horizons. Definitely what you put into the classes you're taking right now in college will really pay off in the long run, I think. So just definitely working hard, and then that'll show in your demo reels, in your interview process when you're on the phone with these directors who call you. So really just taking the skills and the tools you're learning now and applying that to your future will help you in the long run.
So tell us, how prepared did you feel as far as your demo reel and the experience you got from the class here on campus? How was that like for you?
Well, kind of generic. I know this is kind of a generic answer, but honestly, what you put into the class is what you will get out, because even if you're scared to try, say, sports or producing, that's what I was personally terrified of. I have no experience in sports knowledge. I mean, I know nothing about football or baseball, but I kind of just did my research and used others as a tool. I asked a lot of questions, and just don't be afraid, you know, to try something different. Even if you don't like sports or you don't like weather, really just being open to everything definitely helps. And in terms of the demo reel, that really helps when you have a wide range of things that you're doing. If you're just doing the same thing over and over, doing an entertainment segment, I think that the people who they are looking to hire are more well-rounded people. people who have experience with sports, and maybe a politics segment, and health and weather, doing more hard stories and also a mixture of soft stories. It definitely helps having that well-roundedness.
And from the employers that you heard back from, what was the thing that mostly impressed them from your resume and your demo reel?
I think that just the variety and the open-mindedness that I had, like I was saying, that's something that the director in Sioux City really said that stood out from others, was that I had a wide variety of things. I wasn't just, set on, I had like some more fluffy stuff, some kind of like fun, Cal State Fullerton festivals and music stuff that we had. But then I also had some more serious kind of, I focused on, depression at CSUF, and I know there was just lots of local stuff that's happening around here, such as like shootings, and it's kind of some more dark stuff. So I think having that mixture of things on your reel makes you stand out, because directors can see that you're capable of portraying more than one kind of element of a story.
Well, thank you so much for letting us know everything that students can learn and prepare for their possible jobs in the future. And we wish you the best of luck in your job in Iowa.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
We would love to have you join us on social media. You can find us on Facebook under OC News CSUF. We are also on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all with OC News CSUF handle.
That's going to do it for us at OC News. Have a great evening.